Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to another Shamshir Sound video. My name is Ali Nadam, and in today's episode we're going to be looking at how to create a nice spike, a nice punch, and create more emphasis on the pluck of your sounds. Whether that be a saw, a lead, a pluck, something that you're making, how can we make more emphasis on the click in the initial impact to make it cut through a mix and to make it also more audible and more spiky, more click at the beginning of the synth. So we're going to design that and I'll better explain. And before we jump in, guys, make sure you smash that like button because I love delivering these hot, fresh baguettes to you guys. And make sure you guys are subscribed and you hit the notification bell. We're doing a giveaway. We're going to also give away a bunch of sounds that I've been making, some fresh sounds that have not been in anybody's hands. And I'm going to be giving that to you guys when we hit 500 subs. So make sure you guys are subscribed and you have that notification bell and you'll be entered in that giveaway. And that should be soon. We're hitting that goal very soon. So let's jump right into this. We're going to be using Native Instruments Massive. So I'm just going to make something simple. Alright, so we just have a simple saw, nothing crazy. The first tip I'm going to talk about, tip number 1, is using the pitch envelope. So you can do this in Sylenth 1, you can do this in many other synths. You could try to do it manually too with the pitch functionality, but try to use it strictly inside of the synth. So what I'm going to do here is I dragged envelope 1 to the pitch here, and I'm going to put a setting like 12, 1 full octave. You can also experiment by doing 24. You could also experiment by going in reverse, like -12. But let's leave it here. So have a listen with nothing. So let's just mute this. So here is the normal. Let's go ahead and make a little simple melody. Alright, so we have a very simple melody, and now pay attention to what happens when I turn on the pitch envelope 1. We're going to focus on the decay. Play around mostly, the decay is the important. You can do attack, but let's watch what happens with the decay. As you start to enter double digits, like at 12, 10, you get that emphasis. This is over exaggerated to show the effect. So the cool thing with this is I like to introduce it almost where it's not even noticeable. You know, I don't want to do wow, wow, wow. I want to keep the same pitch. It depends what you want to do. You might want to do some jungly, weird, like tribal stuff. Experiment. See what kind of vibe you want to go with. Here, I just want to give it a little spike. And what's ending up happening is that it's playing that note, but it's quickly playing 1 octave and then back to normal. So this will give a spike. This will help it cut through the mix. It creates a bit of movement and creates more excitement to the listener. You see at 4, it's at a setting of 4. It's almost inaudible. But again, these small things will add up. So what will we do next? Tip number 2 is we're going to go to the noise. So we're going to assign the same one. You could do a different one, but we're going to assign the same one. And we're using white noise here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to modulate this. Now, a lot of times with synths, I like to introduce a bit of noise. So why not introduce some noise to give a little sparkle and also add an envelope why can't we do both? Let's do both. So let's introduce some noise. So around this value, like 10, 11 or lower, it's just kind of giving a little bit of air. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to boost this so that we have a baseline value of 11, but also that pluck is giving that initial spike. Again, it's all about this spike. So let's do that. We can try changing the profile. But I like white noise usually the most. Rarely do I use other ones, unless I'm doing like effects or something, but I like white noise for just simple synths. Now I could go extreme, where it's like click, 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 but I kind of like it here. So what have we done now? We've done the white noise addition, a baseline of 11 with a modulation. So more noise, less noise at the start. At the beginning, we're doing that. Let's see what it sounds like with 24. Let's back off the noise a bit. Make sure you double check your volume settings, or sorry, the voicing settings. I'm going to make this monophonic. I'm also going to experiment doing trigger 0 reset, just because it might change the sonic quality of it. I believe trigger 0 reset will, again, like trigger 0 reset so they don't overlap. So I'm going to see if that has an impact. So really nice. You can see if we turn this off and we mute this, so this is before, and then this is with it on. Some of it is not extremely pleasing, but you do get the point, is that when you start experimenting with this, you can give a lot of spike and sparkle to the initial impact of your sound. That combined with, of course, you know, the normal way of making a normal pluck or some sort of low pass pluck is using like a filter, low pass. And again, you can incorporate multiple strategies to get that kind of sound that you want to make. And what I like to do too is when I find a spot that I like, I'll put a macro on it and I'll try this out and be like, do I want less? Do I want more? So let's do that. Let's see if we can benefit from boosting the decay of the pitch and the noise. It there, it's at 3, it's very slightly boosting it. And let's see what happens if we introduce attack, because attack is going to make that pitch automation weird. It's going to push it forward. So not a great idea to use it here necessarily, but I really like this result. We've added more spikiness, more impact at the beginning. And keep in mind, what I recommend is that if you add more oscillators, usually, and Brooks talks about this too, like keep those automations of the pitch similar. That way it glues that sound together. It glues those other sounds together, makes them more congruent. But really using envelopes is really your powerhouse here and your strength here. When you automate those envelopes and add a little pitch spike, it can give a lot more power to your synth, more than you think. And when you start stacking all your effects, when you start stacking all the processing, it can really have a profound impact towards the end of the sound, the final result. Of course, you're going to want to make sure that you take a look at your envelope and what you're doing, because naturally this is not going to be as plucky as like this. You know, this is like, look at that. It's a pluck. Think of a pluck, right? A pluck has an impact and then a tail. So definitely pay attention to your envelope, and always also experiment with something like a low pass filter. What I'll do right now, just to wrap things up, I'm just going to see what I can do to just add we'll do envelope 2. So to wrap things up, I'm just going to do a low pass on here. That sounds cool. And what we'll do is we're going to increase the resonance a bit. Resonance will help compensate for some lost sparkle. That's cool. It sounds like acid when I go really high. Cool thing is you can use that quick envelope to even do things like, hey, I want a little bit of spike at the beginning. Subtleties, but they can have a big impact, like I said. So that's a wrap for this video, guys. I just wanted to show you that you can do a lot with noise and pitch and using very small, quick envelopes. So really get creative with it. I'm going to let you guys download this patch. Go ahead and download it in the video description below. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're alerted when these hot, fresh donuts come out of that pastry oven. You know what I'm saying? So keep making them gains, and I'll see you guys very soon. Take care.